Good afternoon. Could you introduce yourself, sir? Tell us your name and your DOC number, please.
My name is Jerry L. Willis, 99377.
All right, Mr. Willis. We have today, this afternoon, your sister and your brother, who I think you can see on the screen. They want to speak on your behalf. We have Miss Jane Bush and Mr. Jack Willis, and we're going to ask them to speak at the appropriate time. First, let me just ask you, Mr. Willis, you're here this afternoon. You're seeking a commutation of your sentence. You were sentenced in October 1982 to a life sentence for a second-degree murder conviction in Calcasieu Parish. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Would you answer Mrs. Jackson's questions? Your case has been assigned to her.
All right. Can you hear me, Mr. Willis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you don't have any hearing problems?
I don't have a hearing problem, no.
Okay, you're 84 years old?
Yes, ma'am.
When do you make 85?
November the 23rd.
And you've been in prison for about 42 years, is that correct?
41 for sure.
Okay, all right. This shooting that, or this killing that happened at a bar, tell us what happened. How did you end up killing somebody?
Well, I thought my life was in danger.
Well, why don't you just start, why don't you just kind of start from the beginning? You were at the bar?
Well, ma'am,
You were at the bar?
no, there was no violence.
No,
If you want to know the truth,
I do.
is that important to you?
Yes, sir, very much so.
Okay, well, a girl told Tommy Chapman I needed beating and he was gonna do it. She put 2 on me already and I talked him out of it. And Tommy came on to me and he backed me past my car. And I told him, Tommy, this ain't for me and you. We supposed to be friends. I thought Tommy was a friend of mine. And he said I had to get me some of it. He told me 6 times I had to get me some of it. And that's how it started.
Mr. Willis.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we lost our sound when you were talking, so I couldn't hear what you were saying. Now, you did say that some female wanted you to beat up?
No, I didn't say that. I said she told Tommy to beat me up. And he came after me, that's all.
Listen, why did she want Tommy to beat you up?
Well, she tried to rob me one time and I pulled her hair and took my money back because she started talking stupid to me and telling me all kind of stuff. And then the next time I saw her, she said the payback's this and the payback's that. And that's when I left Pirates Landing and I went to Nola's and that's where it happened at.
Okay, well, why did you go to Nola's?
Ma'am,
Why did you go to Nola's?
I went there, I thought I'd drink one more beer and go home, go to bed and get up and go to work in the morning.
Okay. Did you drink a lot back then?
No, I didn't drink much. I just drank a little.
But you went to 2 bars. Okay, so tell me how, Tommy ended up getting killed. Is that the one who got killed, Tommy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me how Tommy ended up getting killed.
Well, when he drawed his fist back to hit me, I shot him.
When did you get,
And
when did you get the gun?
I got it from a neighbor.
No, before you shot him, where was the gun? Where had it been?
My gun was in my belt.
Okay, so you had it on you
Yes, ma'am.
and you shot him.
I didn't shoot him until he drawed his fist back to step into a right.
Right, but you shot him.
Yes, ma'am, I shot him.
What did you do after you shot him?
He stepped back and started windmilling his fist, and he come at me, and I ducked him. And when I ducked him, the guy standing by him threw a bottle past my head about 80 miles an hour, and it was howling and popping in my ear. And when it hit the ground, it shattered, and I knew it was a bottle that went by my head. I didn't know what went by my head. And then I turned to face the guy that threw the bottle. And I knew Tommy was gonna windmill me down again. He's gonna be at my backside. So I turned around and I shot him a second time. And I knew when I shot him the first time, my life was over.
And where did you go after you shot him?
I went to my apartment and I packed up some of my things and I went to Houston.
Galveston, right?
Houston.
I thought you got arrested in Galveston.
I went to Houston.
Okay.
I got arrested in Galveston years later.
So how long after the killing did you get arrested?
I don't know. I went to Galveston, went to work in a machine shop, and I got busted down there, and they sent me back to Louisiana.
Well, how have you spent the last 42 years, Mr. Willard?
Well, I had a pretty rough life. I've been shot.
No, sir, listen to me. I'm asking you, what have you been doing in prison for the last 42 years?
Oh, okay. I worked at metal fab for 21 years in my trade.
All right.
I'm a machinist.
Right. And you said that the reason that you hadn't taken a lot of programs, because you have not taken a lot of programs, is that you were basically working for 20 years as a prison machinist. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. I took anger management and 100 hours.
Okay. And I see one substance abuse class. You've had 46 write-ups. Does that sound about right?
Well, before I went to work for metal fab, I had a lot of write-ups, but after I went to work for metal fab, I only had one write-up.
Okay.
In 21 years.
So where's your family, Mr. Willis?
They're in Texas.
Well, if you were successful and if you were to get out, where would you go? Who would look out for you?
My brother, Jack
And
Willis.
And where's Jack?
He's probably on that
Now,
Zoom,
where does he live?
a little town south of Waco.
Okay, so he lives in Texas.
Yes, ma'am.
And your plan would be to go to Texas with your brother, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
The victim's stepdaughter is not opposed to your being granted relief. Although you do have the DA and the judge and the sheriff's office and the Lake Charles Police Department opposed, but the victim's stepdaughter is not opposed to your getting out. Warden, what can you tell us about Mr. Willis?
About who?
You,
What can I tell them about you?
Oh,
So everything that you say about him is truthful. He has a little tiger. He only have taken anger management. He hasn't been a problem here in a while, so I don't have anything else to say.
okay. Mr. Willis, how's your health?
it's pretty bad.
What's wrong?
They're treating me for prostate cancer. They give me pills, every big packs of pills, and then I take high blood pressure medicine.
Okay. All right, Ms. Renata, that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Could we hear from Mr. Willis, please? Mr. Jack?
You have to unmute.
Hello?
Yes, sir, we got it. Go ahead.
Well, I live in Copper's Cove. I just moved there recently. It's a small town south of Waco. Very nice little town with a couple of big lakes close by. And I'd like to see Jerry get involved in some fishing with me. And he's got 2 sisters, 2 nephews, and myself that are going to help him get situated and see that he has clothes and necessities, and I'm going to help him with his Social Security. And he's got the 5 people that I mentioned. They're all willing to help him get straightened out and get his life back together. So I just hope that I can come down there soon and pick him up.
Yes, sir, thank you. And we have Ms. Jane Bush.
Yes,
Go ahead, ma'am.
pardon me.
Go ahead. What would you like to say to us?
We miss him terribly. We've tried to go down and visit with him as much as we could. However, the trip has gotten so long and so hard for some of us. My sister just recovered from cancer surgery, and she's not even able to be here today at my house. And we miss him. We need him.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. At this time, we're going to ask Mr. Jerry. Mr. Jerry, is there a statement you'd like to make to us before we vote?
Well, I'd sure love to go home to Texas. And I'd appreciate if you people would help me.
All right. Thank you, sir. I think we're prepared to vote. Mrs. Jackson.
All right, Mr. Willis, my vote today would be to recommend a commutation to 60 years because of your age, your health issues, and how long you've already served in prison. So that's my vote.
Okay, Mr. Roche?
Mr. Jerry, my
Yes.
vote is the same, for the same reasons. Good luck.
Mr. Freeman?
I concur with both of my colleagues.
All right, and I do agree, my vote is the same, Mr. Willis. So on your behalf, we'll make that recommendation to the governor. Good luck to you, sir.
We recommend you for clemency, okay?
Okay, well, thank you.
Sir.
I sure appreciate you people.
Yes, sir. Mr. Warden Ambo, that concludes our business at your facility. We're going to adjourn. It's 4:02. Thanks for your help.
Yeah.